Hello, welcome to this quick tutorial on the room selection process, specifically covering forming roommate groups via the My Housing portal. Our names are Myra and Brad, and we are area coordinators with the Department of Community Living here at Brandeis University.
Today, we're going to quickly cover some large concepts during this tutorial, and we'll walk you through the housing selection process here on screen. But please remember that all of this information can be found in the official guide to room selection that is on the DCL website.
Let's start with selecting the room. Before you can select a room, you must set up a roommate group. You can begin forming roommate groups once selection numbers are released on Wednesday, March 13th. To form a group, you must log into your My Housing via the Community Living website. Choose Room Selection, then Roommate Suitemates. Then you can complete a simple search by name or an advanced search based off your preferences. To request a roommate, scroll down to the Simple Roommate Search or the Advanced Roommate Search. The Simple Roommate Search should be used if you know whom you would like to request. The Advanced Roommate Search can be used if you need additional people for your group and would like to search for them based on living preferences.
Keep in mind that only people who have filled out their intent to participate in the room selection process will show up in any search. For example, individuals on the housing waitlist will not show up in the search function. Please note, sophomores may build groups with juniors or seniors or vice versa, but no junior or senior will be able to select housing as a part of the rising sophomore process. Juniors or seniors who wish to live with sophomores may add them to their groups, but they will need to select for the sophomore members of their group during upper class room selection. The foster mods are only available to groups that consist entirely of seniors. Once you have requested a roommate, he, she, or they must accept your request or request you back to complete the roommate group. If your requested roommates do not request you back, they will show up as does not match on the request status page. You may only view the rooms with size limits that match the size of your matched group. For example, groups of 2 may view or select 2-person rooms, but not singles or 3-person rooms. You will receive immediate email notifications for all steps in the process, including if another student requests you as a roommate, if a requested roommate accepts or declines your request, if another student sends you a message or a reminder to accept a request, or if somebody in your roommate group leaves the group.
To allow for people to search for you using the Advanced Roommate Search, click on the Personal Preferences link on the left side of the page. It is extremely important that you form multiple plans with your roommates because you may need to change your roommate group size depending on the availability of rooms. Remember, during room selection, you may only view the available rooms that correspond with your group size.
Now, we're going to briefly talk a bit about selecting rooms. Students who receive room selection numbers will choose their room assignment online at a time and date that is given to them in the room selection email that will be sent from DCL. Students should review all housing options and prepare several plans for the room selection process. Please note the following. Any member of a roommate group can select housing for the whole group, but only once that individual member's selection time has arrived. Other group members do not need to approve the selection in order to make it official. For example, Bobby has a 1 p.m. selection time, Chris has a 1:12 p.m. selection time, and Jennifer has a 2:26 p.m. selection time. If Bobby does not log into his My Housing portal to select a room between 1 p.m. and 1:12 p.m., Chris can log into his own account and select housing for the whole group at 1:12 p.m. Once your room selection process begins, you can step in and see what rooms are available for your roommate group. You will not be able to select a room until your selection time. Once your room selection time arrives, you will see a notification on your My Housing home screen. You will then be able to select a room. To do this, you must click the room selection link on the top right side of the page, then click Find Available Rooms when it pops up.
This will bring you to a list of available rooms. You will only be able to view the rooms that match the number of people in your roommate group. If you are selecting a bedroom, whether it be a single, double, or lofted triple, you will click the Select Room button next to the room you want. If you are selecting an apartment or a suite, you will click the Select Suite Bedroom button next to any room in that suite. It does not matter which bedroom you select at this point, as you can change your selection on the next page. Clicking Select Room or Select Suite will bring you to the room booking page. At this point, your selection will be saved, and no one can select your room or suite for 10 minutes unless you hit the back button on your browser. After 10 minutes, your page may time out, at which point the room will become available to other folks. On this page, use the drop-down menus next to each room to decide which roommate is living in which room. When you have made your final decisions, click the I agree, submit my room selection button, and your choice will then be saved. Please note that it is imperative that you discuss which bedroom assignment within a suite or apartment that you and your roommates would like to have, as these bedroom assignments are what the community living office keeps on record. Please also note that any future swaps within a suite must be approved by an area coordinator. This will bring you back to the home page, where you should now be able to view your housing assignment. You and your entire roommate group will also receive confirmation emails almost immediately. If this does not happen, you have not been assigned housing.
Wonderful. Next, let's talk about pull-ins. If you are electing to live in a suite-style or apartment-style housing, you will need to have a roommate group with the exact number of students to fill all of the available spaces in the suite or the apartment. If one of these spaces becomes vacant over the summer, community living staff will offer it to the next eligible person on our pending assignment list or our wait list. For example, if there is an empty bedroom in a Charles River apartment, community living staff prioritizes placing a student from the wait list in that bedroom. Further, if a bedroom opens up in an apartment or a suite mid-semester, the current occupants of the suite or apartment will have 48 hours to request to pull in another student to that bedroom. After that 48-hour window, the vacant bedroom appears on the community living rosters as a potential space for us to utilize should a student be in need of housing. Additionally, if one of these spaces becomes available at another point during the year, community living staff will still honor pull-in requests. Community living staff will work with roommate groups regarding bedroom swaps, roommate swaps, and the like after the full housing selection process is over in the latter part of the spring semester. Please keep in mind that we also reserve the right to place any eligible student in need of housing in that space. If community living staff fills a vacancy in a suite or apartment, the remaining occupants are expected to be respectful of the new member of the suite or apartment. Please refer to Brandeis' Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook for further elaboration on shared living policies and vacancy policies.
Now we will touch briefly on our proxy procedures. Students who wish to participate in the room selection process but cannot select at their assigned time may designate the Department of Community Living as a proxy. The student should indicate their desired living choices to community living staff, as any decisions made by a proxy are binding. Proxy forms will be available from the Community Living website once room selection numbers have been sent out, and must be completed by the person being proxied for in advance. Students may choose other students to proxy for them, but these proxies must come into the Department of Community Living main office in Usedan during the date and time of the proxy in order to make the selection. Please email dcl@brandeis.edu with any questions about the proxy process. Students will receive emails immediately after they select a room. Please read and save these emails. They contain important information regarding your housing assignment. For a refresher on where people can live, please refer to pages 10 and 11 of the Room Selection Guide on the DCL website. Thank you for watching this video and engaging with us. We want this process to be as easy as possible for you, so if you have any questions at all, please stop by the DCL main office located in Usedan G032.
Thank you.
Thanks.